Welcome back to RNS. Myself, KWEKU'S, Tony Afoke over there. Tony, it's been a busy week of sport. Obviously, NFL season's done. It's fully just NBA and Premier League for us, or football for us. Let's start in the association, NBA. Obviously, Luka trades, the after effects are still rippling in terms of how teams are trying to figure out the landscape of the NBA right now. But there's also a question to be asked and a question to be answered as well. Luka going to the Lakers. He's potentially one of the future faces of the league. Of course, it's a league still dominated by LeBron and Steph Curry when it comes to being the face of it. But Luka now going to probably the biggest franchise, the most famous franchise in the league, gives him an opportunity to excel commercially where he didn't have the opportunity in Dallas. So I want to ask you, who are the contenders for the future face of the NBA? And in your opinion, is Luka in number one place because of his move to the Lakers?
I'll answer the latter part first. I don't think Luka's number one. I think the LA trade has obviously helped Luka because Luka was in Dallas, and Dallas is a big market team, but LA's LA. It's the city of stars. Once you move to LA, it's like moving to United or Liverpool in a sense, right?
Yeah.
It's that type of vibe. So that will help Luka in his role to become the face of the NBA. Unfortunately, as you said, the NBA now is you're getting rid of LeBron and Steph soon. Like they're getting old, and so you're going away from two generational players. So the next face of the league kind of has to be generational. It has to be. We're not in a way like as if LeBron and Steph weren't generational, this would be much easier. We would just put any of those fives, and I don't think we'll be having this conversation.
Yeah.
But to go from a generational person because the NBA figures are going down, bro. They're going down because once these men get old, who's going to be, and we have good players, these are world-class ballers, but they're not generational yet. So if I give you like my list of people who I think is going to be right now, I would say, and there's no particular order, I would say Luka Doncic has a chance to be the new face of the league. I would say Anthony Edwards, especially after that playoff run last season. I would say Victor Wembanyama. Just because I think that out of all of them, he looks the most generational and has the highest potential with his stature and whatnot. I would put Jason Tatum. Put Jason Tatum up there.
Producer Zach agrees with that one.
I'll put Jason Tatum.
Light skin.
He's doing it. He's doing it for the light skinned niggas. Guy here. I said Jalen Brunson. We might as well put. Jalen Brunson's cold. We'll put Josh Hart there too, bro.
Josh Hart's he's my guy.
Yeah, I like Josh Hart too, man. He's a Chelsea fan. Yeah, I hear it. But last but not least, I'll put XGA there. And this is the dilemma with this situation, and especially for Americans right now. Only two of the people I mentioned are American. So it's not looking good for America right now because having a foreign player as the face of the league isn't ideal. Because really and truly, if any of these guys, if all of them were black and American, I think it would probably go to Wemby. They would put Wemby up there as that guy because he has the highest potential out of all of them, highest ceiling. So
should we go through all of them and go through the pros and cons real quick?
Yeah, go on.
So Wemby, pros, like you said, generational. Never seen anybody like this before in NBA history. At that size, 7'4", 7'5", got handles, can play on the outside, can obviously dominate on the inside. I'd say already he's probably the best defensive player in the NBA. His offensive game's only going to get better. So the pros is that he's generational in terms of talent. The cons,
he's French and he likes to read books.
He's French. I like his personality, but also 7-foot+ players don't really translate like that in terms of being the face of the league. I think the only player to really do it was Shaq for a little bit, but Shaq was Shaq. Shaq's an incredible personality. I think when you're a really tall player like that, people can't grow up and say, I want to be like Wemby.
Because you're not going to grow that tall.
You're not going to grow that tall. Nobody can replicate his game. So that's why I think that his cons are.
Do you think his personality?
I don't mind his personality.
I don't mind his personality, but you have to have a bit of pizzazz about you. As you said, you have to be like Shaq.
Of course.
And Wemby reads a book before every game. Do you
but,
think that has an effect on it? It's not like LeBron like reading the first page. We all know the nigga ain't reading. But Wemby actually genuinely reads. Do you know what I mean? So,
but you can make that personality work, I think, in the NBA. And the pros, he's black and he's American.
Yep.
He reminds you of Michael Jordan in terms of like the style of play. He trash talks. He's got the personality, right? If you think about face of the league. I think cons, he said it himself. He doesn't want to be the face of the league because he doesn't want his personal life scrutinized like that. Not to say that he's getting up to anything nefarious, but he's not a squeaky clean Steph Curry, being the same girl for time, kids, whatever. He's cut from a slightly different cloth.
He's a YN, bro. He's a young nigga.
Yeah, he's a young
that's what it is. He's a young nigga who's really good at basketball.
Exactly.
And unfortunately with Ant as well is that like he's such like look at the way he was speaking to Obama, bro.
Yeah.
Like but
that can work. And again, another con about Ant.
Can that work though? But you have to code switch. Like if LeBron was speaking to Obama, LeBron's not going to speak to Obama the way LeBron speaks to normal people. Like Ant was telling, like don't get twisted, you can tell Obama you're the truth and Obama's a nigga, so you can do that too, whatever.
Yeah.
But he's just too much of a YM, bro. And these new generation is different, bro.
Well, to be face of the league, you got
and can Adam Silver mold that into the face of the league?
Yeah,
I don't think he could.
I don't know. Yeah, okay, fair enough. And also, I think the talent, he's very talented. Is he generational? I'm not too sure. Nah. So that's pros and cons. Jason Tatum, pros. Already won championship. Is probably going to win more championships the way that the East is set up and the way that Boston is set up. Got incredibly talented and got a number 2 in Jaylen Brown, who is an incredible number 2, a number 2 that he can ride to another title. Yeah, that's all right.
just ride with, like
ride with.
Why does he have to ride him? But anyway, cons. He didn't win Finals MVP.
Didn't win Finals MVP. Personality is not. I wouldn't say he's boring, but we don't really know too much about Jason Tatum. Apart from he's a good dad.
That's why Netflix done Starting 5. We got to know about Jason Tatum.
We didn't care.
But we didn't care.
We cared more about the LeBron story. We cared more about the Ant story. The Jason Tatum story is like cool. He seems like a nice guy.
And it rode on the longest because at the end of the day he won the title. But I think the thing is with Jason Tatum, it's the not winning Finals MVP.
Yeah. I'm dying right now because producer Zach's looking at his brother eating Chris and he's giving him the evils. He's saying, you're making noise. He's saying, simmer down. The way that he's looking at it, that's crazy. Tatum, the way that he looked at him with Mick. Oh, God, don't kill me. Yeah, Tatum, I think if Tatum had Ant's personality, and even if he didn't win Finals MVP, you'd make him face of the league.
I think the Finals MVP is huge.
Nah, because
you can't be the best player. No, because that was Boston's first title since what, 08?
Yeah.
He gave Boston their first title win over, what year are we in, 2024? That's 16 years, bro. Yeah. That's a long time. Like the person, regardless of whoever brings Man United their first title in how many years is going to be the face of United, right? It's same thing with Celtics. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who it's going to be, but they should be propelled to that. Jason Tatum should have won Finals MVP. If Jason Tatum won Finals MVP, we would not be having this conversation.
You think he'd be face of the league?
He would be. Because the Celtics, we see the Celtics as the team to beat in the East.
Yeah.
But they're not the team to beat in the NBA. Why don't we? And why?
Because I don't think, because Jason Tatum, unfortunately, is just good at everything. Good defender. Good shooter. He's good on the ball. He can do everything, but he's not exceptional at one thing. Steph Curry didn't win Finals MVP until 2022. He was still one of the faces of the league.
Generational, greatest shooter of all time.
Personality as well. Like we bought into Steph Curry. We bought into Steph
not for his personality though. We didn't buy into Steph. No. We bought into Steph because he's a generational shooter.
Generational shooter.
If Steph wasn't a generational shooter and it was still the Steph Curry we have now, we would just call him a nepo baby. Like, let's be real.
Okay.
He'll be Del Curry's son.
So I kind of agree with the Finals MVP thing, but I do still think there's something lacking in his personality as to why he's not facing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I don't think Adam Silver looks at that and says, I can market that. Do you know what I mean? Like, who you market to? What market's buying into Jason Tatum? Like, we will buy into Ant. Do you know what I mean? If Ant was generational talent.
Yeah, but we buy into Ant because...
We all would. If Ant was generational talent, the interview with Obama would have gone triple platinum. Well, it already did.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was supposed to be Ja Morant until... Ja Morant was supposed to be, and I guess that's because the way he plays and like, he's marketable. Yeah, mate. Yeah, it's a weird one with Jason Tatum because it should be him.
It should be.
It should be him.
Mm-hmm. That's not. All right, Luka. I think talent-wise, he's JJing with Wemby. Like Luka's generational. Like he is generational. Incredibly talented. First 6 years in the league can rival anybody's first 6 years. Maybe it's up there with Magic Johnson. Obviously, Johnson won titles, but he was with Kareem. But like all NBA 5 or 6 times, got his team to the finals, got his team to the conference finals. Like he's done what he's supposed to do in his first 6 years in the league. So that's the pros. Cons, aesthetically, he doesn't look like he should be the best basketball player in the world.
Yep.
Doesn't keep himself in shape. Part of the reason why he was traded by Dallas. And also he's foreign. So has Luka got a chance to be face of the league despite the fact that he is foreign and he doesn't keep himself in shape? He might not have that longevity of a LeBron and a Steph. I
think now that he's at the Lakers, he has a better chance than he had before.
Yeah.
But it was never going to be at the Mavs. But now because he's the Lakers become a dominant team in the West, or not even a dominant team in the West. If the Lakers just go far in a playoff run and let's say win a title, Luka and LeBron, like that, you could market that. You could make it work.
Question: Finals, Lakers get there hypothetically, they win. LeBron gets Finals MVP, but Luka's obviously sick because they'll give LeBron Finals MVP.
Yeah, of course,
LeBron. But Luka is sick. Does Luka become face of the league?
Next season, yeah.
So then, that's why there's a problem with Jason Tatum. That's why it's a problem with Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
there's a problem because we'll give it to Luka. No, I agree.
But the problem with Jason Tatum, the difference is that you gave the Finals MVP to LeBron James.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum is a better player than Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP. There was no reason for Jaylen Brown to outplay Jason Tatum in the Finals, but he did.
Yeah.
So that's why we're reluctant to give Jason Tatum his flowers in the face of the league.
So the Lakers win the league. Luka doesn't win Finals MVP. Luka's the face of the league going forward.
I think so. I think they'll market that, especially in LA. Like it makes too much sense. You've got the best player. You still have LeBron, maybe on his last legs or whatever, but probably won't be on his.
So you think like LeBron shifts into like the Kareem role, and then Luka becomes like Magic. Okay, and then SGA. Interesting, right? Because obviously he wasn't drafted by OKC. He was drafted by the Clippers and was traded to OKC. I don't think anybody saw this when he was drafted, but year after year got better and is now, I'd say, top 4 players in the league on a team that has the potential to grow together. Like OKC when they had Durant, Harden and Westbrook. This team has got a chance to grow together and get to multiple finals and multiple conference finals as well. So those are the pros. Cons.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
It's so crazy because...
And do you reckon, like, we've had enough of Drake. Can we let another Canadian be the face of anything?
Nope. It's crazy because, like, I like some of Canada's people, you know. You gave us Chris Jericho, you gave us Drake, but, like, all their man fall eventually. And if SGA was a Canadian, I think right now you push SGA to the aura, bro.
Yeah.
Like that video is just the most funniest video I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just like, what did he say about consistency? He's like, I'm always consistent. Or it's just the way both Jalen Williams are just glazing over him. He's like, yo, shut up.
Yeah, well, because he's that guy, and he's like,
and he acts like that guy.
So
he's got the personality for it. It's just that he's Canadian. If he was American, it would be him. Over Jason Tatum.
The fact that he's in OKC as well plays part in it. Say he was in New York.
Even if he was in New York, I still think it would be the same. Even if he was in a bigger market team than because Oklahoma City is not a big market.
Yeah.
But OKC is a big market team in the NBA.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like OKC, like even though when they were rubbish, when Sam Presti was collecting all these trades and doing whatever, because of how OKC jumped from Seattle and had that run with Westbrook, and there are people that know OKC now.
Yeah.
That didn't. There's
OKC fans.
There's OKC fans.
Yeah.
There's people that would know OKC and maybe not even know that OKC used to be Seattle.
Yeah.
Right. Like OKC have become a somewhat of a staple in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I don't think OKC is the reason as to why it's because he's Canadian.
He's Canadian. Okay.
If he was American, it would literally be him because I think he's going to win the MVP this season. I think
really?
I think he's the front runner for MVP this season.
Question. Jokic can never be the face of the league, can he?
No.
It should be.
It should be him right now. He's the best player.
Yeah.
He's been the best player.
I think they fumbled a generation, right? I think they were so reluctant to move off of Steph and LeBron because they were so great for so long that you have this lost generation. And lost generation, I feel like, is the Giannis's, is the Jokic's. Because I feel like they could have pushed Giannis, but the way they tried to market Giannis initially was this humble European that's of African origin, where really Giannis got a dog in him. Giannis acts like an American. Do you know what I mean? Like when he scored 50 in game 6 or game 6 to win a title, like he went and ordered 50-piece meal at McDonald's or whatever. Like he wants it, right? And I feel like they messed up the marketing because he's got everything that you want. Maybe one-on-ones, he ain't got a bag, and that does affect being the face of the league.
Yeah, but
he's dominant. and he's the champion.
Shaq have a bag?
Shaq didn't have
Shaq
a bag.
had a bag in Orlando, but when he was at LA, the most dominant time and the best player.
But he was Shaq in LA. He was Shaq.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, and being in Milwaukee as well.
Yeah, it was tough. And I think that Giannis probably should have won 1 or 2 more chips. I think Giannis was on the trajectory. When he won his first one, I was like, okay, here we go. So out of that 5, who is the next face of the league, Tony?
I think it might be Wemby. If I had to put all my chips into one of them, it would be Wemby. And the reason I would pick Wemby is because I think he has a higher ceiling. I think what Wemby is doing in year 2 right now, even though he's injured and out for the rest of the season, what he's done in year 2 is absurd. As you said, he's already the best defensive player. He's already averaging way more blocks than anyone has ever done. He's already got like way more. He's already like in the all-time of blocks already, which is absolutely ridiculous. And not only is just like a very tall defensive monster, he's got a bag, bro. He's shooting like 9 threes a game if he really wants to. Like, that's not normal. And so by the time he gets better into year 3, like if this is what year 1 and 2 looks like, what the heck is year 5 and 6?
I just wish that Wemby's performances translated to wins, because
they're going to eventually.
Yeah, I've seen Luka carry worse teams in San Antonio to like the playoffs. Like Wemby, he's not been let off the leash like Luka. Do you know what I mean? Like first season, manages minutes massively, and he's 7'4". This thrombosis thing, he's a giant. He's gonna have some peculiar injuries because he's so tall. I just think that might limit his longevity, maybe.
Yeah, if Wemby stays healthy, I think it will be him. I think a healthy Wemby, and this is the thing: San Antonio right now could easily have the number 1 and number 2 pick.
Yeah.
So if San Antonio build a good team and that just start translating to wins, they can make face, because that will also make the NBA more global. Even though the NBA is global now, they don't need to worry about going global anymore. But having a French guy, the best player in the league, Americans won't like it.
Yeah,
but
I don't think they need to care about going global. I think the NBA goes like that when the best player in the league is American. Yeah. It goes global as well. Yeah. Like when it went from MJ to Shaq for a little bit, to Kobe, to LeBron, that's perfect. That's perfect. The variations, I think right now, if you're telling me that Wemby's going to be future face of the league, I think the NBA will take it because they have to. But I think they'd prefer it if it was an Ant or if it was an SGA.
It would be, because put it this way, like, I know no one cares about FIBA, no one cares about the Olympics, but imagine when Steph and LeBron and KD are not playing in the Olympics anymore.
Yeah.
And the best player in the NBA right now will be, or in the future might be Wemby. So it's going to be like, we're here to watch Wemby and France win the gold. Like,
yeah.
Like, or like, do you know what I mean? It just doesn't fit right for the NBA. It doesn't. Or we're here to watch Luka and Slovenia go for gold.
Yeah, we're not here for it. I think the next face of the NBA will be Luka. I think it'll be Luka. I think being in LA, the track record already, like I've already seen you take your team to the finals. Wait till you're in LA, you can start to get more favourable calls. They somehow manage to get another 6th player because it's LA. I think it's set up for him to. And the franchise, even though I don't think they're the most well-run franchise, they always find a way to get a chip. They always find a way to get a chip.
Bus, man. I don't know how she do it.
Bro, it's a family business that works well. It's a family business that works well. And in basketball, there's no bigger franchise than LA. So Luka in LA, I think that's cash money for face of the league. But let us know what you think in terms of face of the league down in the comments below. Because it's an open conversation, right? There's no right or wrong answer.
No.
I think this year is such a prevalent year in terms of who wins it. Unless Golden State win it, or unless like Denver win it. I think whoever wins it has a huge say in terms of being the next face of the league. So Tony, we were having a conversation. We were having a crazy, scary,
spooky, hilarious
conversation about football and about the Premier League. The tagline for the Premier League, I'd say, best league in the world. And I think that's universally been accepted for the last 20 years.
In England.
In England.
And across the world,
Across the world. Like, the best managers come here, most money in the league. There's teams like Wolves who've got players like Cunha. Like, that doesn't happen in other leagues. Like,
niggas like Wolves signing people from Atletico Madrid, bro. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But I'll let you preface this, because you're the one who brought this to me, and I thought it was crazy.
Well, I've always been a firm believer of the Premier League is the most competitive league rather than the best, because I don't think we've ever had the best players in the world. I think the only time, or we could say Rodri the Ballon d'Or, but still isn't the best player in the world. But the only time we've had the best player in the world in the Premier League was, let's say, Cristiano Ronaldo for 1 year, because 07-08 he was the best player in the world, and then 08-09 it was Messi. Like, it was.
08-09 was Messi. Yeah,
it was Messi.
Yeah.
So like we've already had it for 1 year where the best player in the world played 30-something games in the Premier League.
I was also, yeah, okay.
You don't say Hazard.
No. I'll say that the 03-04 season, Thierry was best player in the world.
Yeah, no, not while I9 was still alive. But
yeah, he was better than I9. 03-04 he was.
I'm not having that. But anyway,
okay,
another story for another day.
Yeah,
but
he was.
Hey, listen. we can talk about that later. But the thing is, I was going about, okay, we've been doing our all-time Premier League exercise, and is Gerard Lampard in? You put in Henry, you put in Ronaldo. But I thought to myself, if I go to La Liga's all-time best 11, and let's just do La Liga's best 11 first.
La Liga's all-time best 11.
Yeah,
let's route for it.
Let's route for it. So we say Casillas and goal.
And we'll do this from 92 to present.
Yeah.
Okay, because we can't really talk about before we were born.
No one's going to talk about before we were born. But we'll put Casillas in goal.
Yeah, Casillas in goal.
Left back, Marcelo,
Roberto Carlos. Take your pick.
Take your pick.
I'll say Roberto Carlos bar.
I'll say Marcelo just to be devil's advocate. Centre backs,
PK
and
Ramos. Yeah.
Puyol, good shout.
Yeah.
But
yeah, people old school people put Hierro. But there's the arguments.
Fernando Hierro, yeah, back in the day, yeah.
He was
Ivan Helguera.
Nah.
Right back, you could put Danny Carvajal, you could put Danny Alves, any Danny you pick. Take your Danny. Yeah. Take your pick. Midfield 3, I think, is pretty self-explanatory.
Or Xavi,
Iniesta,
Busquets. Or you could have Kroos.
Or you could have Cruz, Modric, Casemiro.
See, I think out of all of that, it's like take your pick. Apart from Casemiro, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think in terms of generational players, Cruz, Modric, Iniesta, Busquets, Xavi, they're generational. Casemiro is a very, very good player, but he's not of the caliber of those guys. But you can take your pick, whoever.
Yeah.
Or Zidane.
Yeah, just let's throw him in there as well.
There.
And then front 3, I've literally Ronaldo, Messi. And I'd put Suarez, you probably say Benzema. So that's like, we haven't picked it out, but that's the La Liga all-time 11. If you were to do a combined Premier League and La Liga all-time 11, does a single Premier League player get in there? Nope. And that's the scary part.
You don't think a single Premier League player gets in there?
Let's try.
Let's go through it.
A goalkeeper. Schmeichel over Casillas?
No. Petr Cech over Casillas? No. So Casillas. Okay, right back. So I'd say it's Dani Alves personally. Carvalho's won 6 Champions Leagues. He's won 4 La Ligas. But Alves, I think, was just a better player.
Yeah, 100%. I'll put Dani Alves there.
So Alves right back. In the Premier League, we're saying Gary Neville, is he better than Dani Alves?
I think Gary Neville himself won't tell you he was better than Dani Alves.
It was Kyle Walker better than Dani Alves?
I'm not having Kyle Walker over Dani Alves.
No, it's okay. Dani Alves. Let's go left back before we go centre back. Left back. You probably pick Marcelo, Roberto Carlos. I'd say Roberto Carlos personally.
Okay, so let's say Roberto Carlos. Ashley Cole above Roberto Carlos?
No,
I'm not having Ashley.
No, I'm not. Some people will have an argument, but no.
Yeah.
No.
And even Marcelo, I'm not having Ashley Cole over Marcelo.
No, I'm not. So okay, we'll put Roberto Carlos there.
We'll put Roberto Carlos there. Yeah.
Centre back, which is okay. Let's preface this. Centre back is England's heritage position.
Yeah.
In terms of, you think about through Bobby Moore, through to the bastions that wore the English shirt. You think about Rio Ferdinand, John Terry, Tony Adams, like
Sol
Campbell. Like, is it a colour thing? Like, you've got so many legendary players at centre back. Terry Butcher, like that's the heritage.
I only seen one picture of Terry Butcher, bro. There's only one picture of Terry Butcher I've ever seen.
Play football. Ever.
I've never seen him play football. I've never seen any other picture other than a bandage around his head, bro.
But when you name the La Liga ones, you put in, Ramos and PK.
Okay. Carles Puyol. It's Carles, actually.
Carles Puyol. Who from the Premier League can maybe break into that?
Not a single.
Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk. Is Virgil van Dijk better than Gerard Piqué?
I don't know, Like, don't get twisted. Gerard Piqué, ex-United and Barcelona. bad man defender, done it in the Premier League.
Didn't do it in the Premier League.
He didn't win a Premier League medal because back in the day, you used to have 10 appearances.
Yeah.
But if we do it in the threshold that you can win a Premier League now, you would have won a Premier League.
Yeah, but
medal.
he just like no one thinks about Gerard Piqué.
No, he won a Champions League.
What, Man United? Mm-hmm. Did he play? Did he start a game?
Yeah, scored in the group stage.
Did he start a knockout game? Probably not.
No. We had Ferdinand Vidic.
That doesn't count.
No, but he's got a Champions League medal. So
yeah, but like, I'm not counting his Man United.
Okay, cool. But regardless, so from Man United to onwards, Barcelona, he started playing next season. Started all of that. Won the Champions League.
Won Euros, won World Cups.
So you putting that over Virgil van Dijk, over Mr.
I think
Aura.
Van Dijk. My eyes are telling me that he's a better player than Gerard Piqué, but I just think it looks super funny if you're putting a player who's accomplished so much like Gerard Piqué, you're putting them below Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Because football is about astonishments and accomplishments.
What company?
Company over Ramos or Piqué? Nah.
I don't know. One song, I love you to bits, but hey, that's a lie. But I loved you on Football Manager.
Who?
One song company.
Yeah.
But
Vincent, you know.
yeah.
So we're not putting any centre backs in there.
Nope.
Personally, if I'm being honest, and I know that people say that I'm saying it because I'm a Chelsea fan.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely think people forget how good John Terry was. I genuinely think people forget.
No, I don't even get it. I think it's just the underbelly.
Yeah, there's an underbelly, which I understand.
Yeah.
But I think people have genuinely forgotten. People think he was this bruiser. People think that he was Terry Butcher. John Terry could play football.
Yeah,
John Terry
hooper.
was in the FIFA Pro Team of the Year after year, the UEFA Team of the Year after year. Captain Chelsea to 5 Premier League titles. Captain Chelsea to Champions League. Like he is. Well, he didn't play in the final.
Didn't play in the final,
Yeah.
and then in the other final, he could have won Chelsea Champions League final, but he slipped and missed the penalty.
Yeah, but
Justice.
I think that people forget how good he was, and also Rio Ferdinand's got a shout as well. But are we putting Rio Ferdinand?
Rio Ferdinand has a shout. Like Rio Ferdinand's the better defender.
He's not better than John Terry.
He is.
Well, that's another pod, but he's not. He's just not. Like Rio joined the well-oiled machine. John Terry was the machine. John Terry was the reason.
Rio didn't join a world oil machine.
Come on, bro.
No, when Rio first came in 04.
No, 03. Drug ban.
Yeah. I don't want to mention it. Didn't want to mention it, but fair enough.
Yeah. 03.
Yeah. Okay. So
off the back of you winning the title, and then you did win the title for 3 years after you joined. Like John Terry was the guy. For
because John Terry came
21-year-old PFA Player of the Year, captain of Chelsea, conceded 15
yeah,
goals.
no, but after Rio put.
Yeah, after they end up winning the same amount. But
Yeah,
John
then you
Terry did
put
under different managers.
That's more of an accomplishment.
100%. The moment Alex Ferguson left, I saw Rio in the QPR.
So my man that lost this road,
The
bro.
moment he left, I saw him in the QPR shirt. Conversation for another day. Anyway, back to La Liga, Premier League. I don't put Rio or JT over Sergio Ramos or Gerard Piqué ultimately.
No, I don't either.
So, an all-rounded back four. Scary. Premier League, when we talk about Premier League all-time 11s, midfield's always a bone contention. It's like, is it Gerrard? Is it Lampard? Is it Keane? Is it Vieira? Is it Scholes? None of those players are better than Xavi, Busquets, and Iniesta. None of them.
Are they better than Cruz, Modric, Casemiro?
Yeah,
maybe Casemiro.
But Cruz and Modric, in terms of the pantheon of all-time footballing greats, when you do the top 100 list, are any of those players above any of those 5 midfielders from Madrid?
Which is crazy thing, and I love some of Paul Scholes' music, but what the hell does he know about midfield when it comes to Xavi and Iniesta?
And people point to, but look what Xavi said about Paul Scholes. Yeah, Xavi's just throwing him a bone, bro.
No.
Yes.
Let me defend Paul Scholes a bit.
Yes.
Xavi did say that because Paul Scholes is a hooper.
He's a hooper, of course.
But Xavi, Paul Scholes can't change Xavi. And Paul Scholes will tell you that himself.
Yeah.
Let's be real. That man will say that. And Iniesta was better than Xavi.
I don't think so. I think Xavi's the whole reason
I
for
think Xavi's the whole reason for tiki-taka too. But then when I see Iniesta...
Yeah, he's got bigger moments, right? Winning goals in finals. But Xavi is the reason why it works.
Yeah.
Like, you take Xavi out of there...
And Iniesta's...
They still won. They still won.
We didn't even mention Xabi Alonso.
They checked Rakitic in there. They still come out with a chip.
Says Fabregas, Sports 9, you can still do that. So yeah, midfield. There's not a single one.
Combined midfield, I would have Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta.
What about Rodri, Mr. Ballon d'Or?
So we were having this conversation. I think Rodri, if he continues on this trajectory, contract to them, man.
To who exactly?
You're a Busquets stan, so you don't want to have it.
Busquets stan, bro.
You don't want to have it, but like Rodri, I know he got substituted in the final of the Euros, but he was a key reason why that Spain team won the Euros, right? 100%. Rodri was a key reason why bro, we've seen Man City, the most dominant team we've ever seen in the Premier League. As soon as he leaves, they are a top four contender.
So this is the thing, right, with this whole Rodri situation.
Ballon d'Or winner.
No. I'm
Scored
not
a winner in a Champions League.
Yeah. 100 clutch and scores big goals for City as well and everything. But won the Euros things. I remember us both watching Spain, Italy. We watched that game together in the Euros.
Can't remember. Yeah.
Time ago, innit?
Yes.
And what's his face was the hooper in Spain, Fabian Ruiz.
Fabian
Ruiz was hooping.
Dani Olmo was hooping.
Dani Olmo was hooping. Like,
yeah.
I saw Rodri there, but I wasn't moved.
Yeah.
And that's not me putting a detriment on Rodri. I'm just saying. Also, when it comes to Rodri, like, what I hate is that, do you know when, like, someone doesn't, like, his stock has gone up so much since he has not played football. Like, because Man City is so bad, everyone's like, how about Rodri would fix this?
Yeah, but do you remember when Rodri was, before he got injured, there was just the crazy numbers, like, when Rodri don't play, they don't win.
Rodri's a very sick player, so of course, when Rodri...
Not just a sick player, bro. Integral to the most dominant team that this country has ever seen.
Granted, and you can see the points per game and stuff like that, and in Pep Guardiola's formation, of course, like, you need a 6 to be so good, but who was the originator of that?
Yeah, I get it.
Sergio Busquets. Bro.
Okay.
Like,
so again, I'm not putting Rodri there yet. I'm just saying that the way that he's going, I think by the end of his career, especially if he puts a World Cup in your head top in America next year, I think Rodri can start to chat to Busquets personally.
Well, he would need to have a World Cup. He would need to have a couple more Champions Leagues.
Yeah.
And then, by all means, you can chat to Busquets. Yeah. But for me, Sergio Busquets, I always used to say this, like, when I was in sixth form, I was like, if there's one person I would want to play five-a-side with, it would be Sergio Busquets. Because he would just he would make players better around him. Like, the passes he will give you will be in the right situation for you. Every time I saw that, and he was just so aware, and could turn, I think it was very underrated that he could turn on a swivel as well. Yeah. And he's the reason why... Because back in the day, defensive midfielders never used to be good on the ball. That was the whole point of you being a defensive midfielder. Yeah. You weren't good on the ball, you were there to do your stuff off the ball.
Yeah.
But Sergio Busquets completely changed that.
Yeah. He
changed the whole role in a sense that the person finding the ball from the centre-backs now has to be moving like a 10.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And that was Sergio Busquets. The player
that gets pressed the most, and then they have to be press resistant and be able to... Yeah, for sure.
And that was Sergio Busquets.
And yeah, you're right. He changed it. Because before that, your number 6 it was the Makelele role.
Do you know what I mean?
It was called the Makelele role. But Makelele, he could play football. Don't get twisted. But it wasn't to...
But we weren't asking Makelele to dictate tempo.
Because the Barcelona, the centre-backs would split. Busquets would almost drop in between them and he'd be quarterbacking.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So, what? No Premier League midfielder in there?
Nope.
No honourable shouts? No KDB? Nothing? KDB can't chat to any of them, man. They can't.
That's the thing, and KDB's sick, but you can't chat to any of them, man.
Yeah, fair enough. So, midfield, let's go. Let's talk about Zidane. Is Zidane in there or no? He only won one La Liga.
He only won one La Liga.
He won one Champions League, obviously the most iconic goal in Champions League history at Real Madrid. But... I think Zidane, his greatness comes more from what he did on the international stage. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he was sick for Real Madrid.
More for France.
But it's more for France.
Because if the kids go back and check the archives now...
And you look at the numbers...
Zidane's numbers look a bit stinky, bro. So, but you just had to be there. It's like Drogba.
It's like the number 5 and the Burnabout. Like, you just had to
be there. You had to be there to witness.
Because if you look back on it, it does look a bit stinky. One La Liga title. But yeah, Zidane's honourable mention. I think if you're talking about all-time greats, Zidane's above all of them. But if you're just talking about time in La Liga, I think Zidane's peak was split between Juventus
and Real Madrid.
Yeah. Okay, so Xavi, Busquets, and Iniesta for you?
Yeah.
Front three, 2 guys already in there, automatic. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi.
You can't even put Premier League Cristiano because Premier League Cristiano is the best we've ever seen in the Premier League, but it still is not even better than La Liga Cristiano.
That's probably his 4th or 5th best season of all time.
Just crazy.
And that's the best we've ever seen in the Premier League.
That's like the greatest year of my life, bro. Like 07-08 is the greatest year of my life, footballing wise.
He's had about 4 or 5 of them in Spain. So Messi, Ronaldo. So what? Put Messi on the right, put Ronaldo on the left. Imagine them playing in the same team. It would be insane. Cracked.
It would be absolutely insane.
So no Mo Salah in. No Mo Salah. No.
You putting Mo Salah over Messi? No.
Of course. Come on.
So there's not a single.
He's on the left.
Henry?
Not
no, I'm not having Henry over Ronaldo.
Okay, up top. This is where I think there can be some debate. Because the Premier League has some bad man strikers. Like, think about Alan Shearer.
Andy Cole.
Always underrated Andy Cole. Sergio Aguero. Like, in terms of that moment, in terms of the amount of goals scored. I was going to say Harry Kane, but I don't know. You can put Henry in there.
Yeah, you can't put someone that hasn't won a Premier League.
You can't?
Yeah. No, someone who hasn't won a Premier League in a Premier League XI. You just can't.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Like Harry Kane.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, fair enough. I get that. You can Drogba can be in the conversation, but not really. Who else? All-time Premier League strikers. Yeah, I think we named them. Haaland. You can. I think by the time that Haaland finishes his career in the Premier League, bear in mind signed a new death row 9-year contract. I think that he will be. If you do combine 11, Haaland will be in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, if he carries on this.
Carries on going like this. But as things currently stand, I'm not putting any of those strikers that we named above La Liga Luis Suarez. I'm not.
Would you put them over La Liga Benzema? Because I don't think I'm doing that.
I would put him over La Liga Benzema. I'd put. He won a Ballon d'Or. Exactly. But the thing is with Benzema, yeah, like.
And he won the league that season too.
Yeah,
they won the
won league and Champions League. Yeah, but the thing about Benzema is that those 2 or 3 years post Ronaldo, the legacy went like that. Because if you were talking about Benzema in the front three of Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema, he's the third guy you were talking about. It was Ronaldo, then it was Bale, then it was Benzema.
Yeah.
Bale leaves, Ronaldo leaves, and it's Benzema's team, and he carries them. He carries them to a chip, and he wins the Ballon d'Or, and then he fucks off to Saudi Arabia.
And we never see him again.
We've never seen him again. So I think the Benzema one, I think he was sick. I think it was cold. But there was a point where he was JJing with Higuain for minutes at Real Madrid. Like, there was a point where Benzema was not that guy. He's not always been that guy.
Yeah, because he went to Real Madrid quite early.
He went early.
He went there after Lyon. And I remember, I wanted him. I remember he banged at Old Trafford.
Yeah, I remember
watching that game. Him and Ben Arthur were cooking off.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
2-2 draw, I think, or 1-1 draw. And he banged a little snapshot at Old Trafford. I think this guy's cold.
For me, the reason why I say Suarez is that there's not many people that played the prime Messi that have outscored him. And Suarez in the 14-15 or 15-16 season outscored Lionel Messi.
Yeah, and also I was seeing the goals and assists, because I'm not a goals and assists guy. I'm more goals and assists, not GA together. But I was looking at GA, like who's had the most GA in a Premier League season. So it was like Alan Shearer and Andy Cole with 47.
But in a longer season.
In a longer season, though. But then I was looking at, like, further down the list in the 40s. I saw Luis Suarez
there. Yeah, but that 13-14 season almost moved mountains and fed families, bro. He was dragging niggas like John Flanagan to almost dragging them to a Premier League title.
Premier League.
Like, what he was doing there, bro. That Liverpool team was rubbish. It was rubbish.
He was moving crazy.
Bear in mind, he missed like the first 5 games because of racism. No, because he bit Ivanovic.
Yes.
Like, the reason why Suarez, it's hard to say that because of the racism.
The
biting, and because of who he is as a person. But if you think about it, he won 4 La Ligas with Barcelona and then come back as an old man and won 1 with Atletico. Scoring 20
bear
goals.
in mind, Atletico win like a La Liga once every
like 5 or 6 years.
5-6 years, and that's only with under Simeone. Before it was never.
Yeah.
So
I think for me, he was. I put him above Benzema, and I put him part of MSN. I put him above any Premier League striker all time.
So that means there's no Premier League players in the Premier League XI. If we would have to fit one, if we had to give a Premier League player a here nigga there,
I'll put Van Dijk in there over Gerard Piqué. Personally,
that would be
my hey nigga damn. And I not even. You know what? I'm putting Van Dijk in there.
I think mine just for agenda, because like I don't disagree with you with the Van Dijk thing. I don't. I want to say Alan Shearer, but really and truly, I'm lying. Bro.
Alan Shearer over Luis Suarez.
I'm lying, bro. You're lying. I'm lying.
Zach, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aguero was a bad boy. Aguero was a bad boy.
Don't get twisted.
Aguero was a bad boy. I like Aguero. Aguero, you have to chat about Aguero, because not only did he win the titles, not only did he score the goals, he gave you the greatest single moment obviously not for you, but in Premier League history. When you're writing the law of Premier League, 11-12 Aguero is the greatest single moment in Premier League history, and he did that in his first ever season in the Premier League. So you do have to chat about Aguero as well, and Aguero can chat to Luis Suarez.
As a striker, yeah.
But is he better than Luis Suarez? I don't think he is. Has Aguero ever had a better season than Suarez 13-14 in the Premier League?
No.
Damn.
It's annoying because Suarez is racist, but
Yeah. So what we need to agree, right? So for the purpose of creating a graphic and making it look like a combined 11, we have to put one Premier League player. So where's the Here Nigga Damn award going to?
This is hard for me because I want to give it to Van Dijk, but I think it's insane as a Man United fan that the one player that is going from a Premier League all-time X-side to get into a combined X-side with La Liga is one, a guy that has one Premier League, and two, a Liverpool.
We'll have two.
He'll have two by the end of May, I guess. But a Liverpool guy, bro, when you've got people at United who play for United who have like multiple,
okay, so make a case for United players in the curtain then.
I could have Rio Ferdinand over Gerard Piqué.
Could you?
No.
Is Rio Ferdinand better than Van Dijk? No.
Yeah.
No. There's one thing that Rio Ferdinand's better than Van Dijk at.
The Diag.
No, it's not even
the Diags, bro. I remember Rio's Diags, bro. Rio can finish. Nah, have you not seen that goal against Liverpool? I ain't seen Van Dijk do that.
Van Dijk's Diags are better. Okay, maybe finishing with his feet. That's it, but he's a centre back. He's a centre back. I think because we need to make this combined 11, we have to put at least one Premier League player in. So you want to say Rio?
Let's just go with Van Dijk, man.
Van Dijk?
Let's just go with Van Dijk.
So let's run through the 11 real quick. Cool. In goal, Casillas.
Yep.
Left back, Roberto Carlos.
Yeah.
Centre backs, Van Dijk and Sergio Ramos.
Yeah.
It's not really, is it? Right back, who?
Dani
Alves.
Yeah.
Centre mid, Busquets.
Xavi
Iniesta.
Yeah, you don't put in Kroos and Modric there, are you?
No. Front three, Ronaldo, Messi, and who's the striker? I'll let you decide this one. I'll let you pick this one.
I don't want to pick Suarez.
You don't pick Suarez?
I want to pick Benzema. I really do want to pick Benzema.
Okay, pick Benzema then.
I think he has more goals, even though he's played way more La Liga games
than
Suarez, but he has more goals. I think he's like third or fourth in the all-time La Liga list.
Yeah.
So I've got to put Benzema, bro.
Okay, we'll put Benzema in there. So front three, Ronaldo, Benzema, Messi.
I'm happy with that.
And I don't think people can really argue that, really. Like, I think Van Dijk, we both put him in there, here nigga damn, we don't really believe it. But apart from that, I can't really think of a Premier League player that gets in there, which is crazy because we call it the best league in the world.
Yeah.
But when you do a combined 11, no Premier League players in there. Crazy,
innit?
We're talking about best, right? And the player that has now entered the chat, even though we didn't put him in the best combined 11, Mo Salah. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious how he's moving this season. We were on the phone yesterday. You're like, how many assists is he on?
Bro, when you told me he had 16 assists as of now, I was just like, what?
Yeah, crazy.
That's 4 away from the record. Well, yeah. 20 is the record, yeah.
I think, 20 is the record, I think. Yeah, Thierry Henry and De Bruyne are joint on that.
And Ozil. No, Ozil got 19.
19, I think. And he obviously is the leading scorer in the league. I think he's on 25 goals this season.
25 and 16 by like February.
Bro,
crazy.
I know we're not really GA merchants, but 41 goal involvements in 26 games is crazy. Or 27 games, or whatever it is. Mo Salah. Jamie Carragher was talking about him post-match. Jamie Carragher, Roy Keane, Michael Richards and Daniel Sturridge were talking about him and where he ranks in terms of the greats and where he's going to end up ranking. And if you're talking about all-time Premier League greats, most people, the consensus, not you, and we can chat about it, the consensus in the Premier League is that it's Thierry Henry. Most people have him on top of their list. You have a different point of view when it comes to that. But if we're saying that the consensus is Thierry Henry, Mo Salah has scored more goals than Thierry Henry, got more assists than Thierry Henry, has won one less title than Thierry Henry, but by the end of the season, they'll be on the same amount of titles. I think we'll have similar amount of golden boots. Has Mo Salah entered the chat to be the Premier League all-time GOAT?
My initial reaction wants to say no, but if we're putting Thierry Henry as the Premier League GOAT, then yeah. Because after this season, what has Thierry Henry done that Mo Salah hasn't? And I'm not saying Mo Salah is a better footballer than Thierry Henry, because I think we can all use our eyes and the vavavoom and, you know, the jumping over a slide, jumping over it, because it's the only highlight you see every international break.
Thierry Henry doesn't have like the craziest goal catalogue.
I know he has. I wouldn't say the craziest, but he has.
Who has craziest? No one's got a better goal catalogue than
Ronaldo's got a crazy.
Not crazy than Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
No, not crazy than Thierry Henry. Nah, he hasn't. He just hasn't. Like, he just hasn't. Like, crazy for you as a United fan, but as a general Premier League, he hasn't. Ronaldo's got, like, I'd say 7 iconic goals. His most iconic goal was against Portsmouth.
I want to say that's...
Yes, that's his most iconic goal. If you say Ronaldo, Premier League goal, what's the most iconic?
To some people, yeah, Portsmouth free kick, yeah. But what's Thierry Henry's most iconic one?
I mean, the flick against Fabian Barthez, the taking on about 7 Liverpool players.
Name me those same 7 Liverpool players right now, bro.
But why do I have to? Why do I have to?
It was like
and I'll name the goalkeeper that scored against David James. Congratulations.
Yeah, because it was David James, bro.
Congratulations.
England's #1 at the time, right?
We know how good England were at that period.
Yeah, that's England's problem, not Ronaldo's issue.
Okay, cool. Different conversation. But Henry's the consensus GOAT. So Mo Salah, is he coming for that crown?
If he wins this Premier League season, which he's probably going to, then yeah, I think he's taken that crown, bro.
You reckon?
Snatch Henry's chain. Let's keep it a buck. This is me not saying Mo Salah is a better footballer than Thierry Henry, but at the end of the day, that's the same amount of Premier Leagues, more goals, more assists for this period of time. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. And it's kind of the same in Thierry Henry in a sense that Mo Salah's been playing for the second best team in this era because in this era, Man City's been the best team. The same way.
I'll actually disagree. I'll say that in the era that Thierry Henry played, it was luckily when Man United weren't as dominant as they had been.
He started in '98, right? No, he wasn't. No, it was
99. No,
99.
Let me.
No, he started in '98. He didn't win it in '98, did he?
No. So 99, he signed, and then he left in 2007 or 8, 07 or 8 season maybe.
No, he wasn't there 06 or 07 season.
He wasn't there 06 or 07.
No, wasn't he there the last time he was there after the Champions League final, which was 05 06.
Let me quickly check that. 06 07. No, because he played one more season afterwards.
Okay. So 06 07 was his last season.
It was his last season. I think so. Okay, cool. So with Thierry Henry, I think that the period of time he played, Man United weren't as dominant as they had been. Mm-hmm. Bear in mind, the comparison was always Henry or Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy won 1 Premier League title in 5 years.
Yeah.
That, and that was unprecedented.
But that's because they were the 2 best strikers in the league at the time.
Yeah.
That was the comparison.
But I would say that the reason why there's so many Arsenal fans, because in that period, they could really chat to you. Because he didn't win in 98, but they won it in 98, they won it in 02.
02 and 04.
And 04.
Yeah.
02 and 04, you won it in
01, 2000, 03.
Yeah, 03, and then they went again until 07.
And 99.
Yeah. He wasn't there 98, 99 season, was he? Did he play against you lot? Let me check that real quick.
Well, unless he joined 99, 2000.
I'm going to check that really quickly right now.
What was it?
Thierry Henry for... So he joined 99, 2000.
Yeah, he joined 99, 2000, yeah.
Okay.
And we won that league anyway.
So you won it in... Yeah. So
99, 2000, 01. He won it in 02. We won it in 03. And then he won it in 04.
Yeah.
So we still got more. He's second best team.
Okay, cool. Second best team. I just think that Thierry Henry... it gave you that feeling that he was the best. It feels more comfortable to say that Thierry Henry's the Premier League GOAT than Mo Salah. Because with Mo Salah, and again, I don't really agree with this narrative, but he doesn't always pass the eye test. And sometimes Mo Salah is like, are you a good footballer?
Which is crazy to think. I don't get how you can.
But you do understand how, because you watch it.
Yeah, but I don't. No, I don't get it as if because I know what my eyes are telling me, and then he does some stuff where I'm like, what the hell? This ain't Mo Salah, I know. But then he does some crazy stuff where I'm like, yeah, it's Mo Salah.
Yeah, it's a bit hit and miss. But this season he's putting numbers on our heads, and I think that we have to eventually accept that he's that guy. And I was never really one to entertain anybody surpassing Henry in the Premier League GOAT conversation. But I think what Mo Salah's doing this season, what he'll end up doing, and if he can... I know that it's the Premier League GOAT conversation, but I do think other trophies you win during the period helps you. I think that's why Mo Salah's Champions League helps. Henry never won Champions League at Arsenal. And if they win a Champions League this year, and if Mo Salah wins a Ballon d'Or, the conversation's done. If Mo Salah wins a Ballon d'Or, the conversation's
completely done.
In terms of Premier League
Well, this is the thing. Well, as to why I don't think Thierry Henry is the Premier League GOAT, because it's going to be uncomfortable for some people wanting Mo Salah to be the Premier League GOAT, because he's not even considered a Premier League. He's not even considered a Liverpool GOAT. Do you know what I mean?
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, 100%. Because Jamie Carragher said it yesterday, and I've heard so many Liverpool fans say this as well. It's like, if Mo Salah wins this one this year, we might put him above Stevie G, as if he's not already above Stevie G.
Well, in terms of Liverpool's Premier League GOAT?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
How can he, out of all the Liverpool greats, how is he not above Stevie G?
Yeah, I agree.
He should be.
I agree.
And people put Stevie G Istanbul and the 06 final and what he did during their bad period. But ever since Mo Salah's come in, he's got you a Champions League final.
Yeah.
He's got you your first Premier League in 30 years.
Yeah.
He's been your most prolific player for how long?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like there's, like, why is he not above Gerrard? Like, you should be putting him with, like, Shankly.
We know why.
Is it a colour thing?
It's not even a colour thing, you know. I think it's just it's a Merseyside thing, right? If Mo Salah was born in Merseyside, this conversation would have been done after he won the Champions League.
Yeah.
This conversation would have been done after he won the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think it's because he's not, like, we are more, say Kobe Mainoo wins 2 Premier League titles, he'll go above some Man United players who've won 6 or 7. Do you know what I mean? Not 6 or 7. But he'll go above a lot of Man United players who've won more than him just because he's from the area. I just feel like there is that kind of added thing.
It means more.
It means more. It means more. It does mean more. And so, but the thing is, Gerrard has won a Premier League title. Mo Salah's about to give you 2. So I think he should be above him. But I think part of the reason is because Gerrard's from there and Mo Salah's not.
Yeah, I just think it's unfair though.
I do.
I've noticed this with Liverpool fans from early. I remember the debates, and this was between Sadio Mane in his pomp and Mo Salah in their pomp. And I remember
people saying that Mane was better.
I never understood.
No, I never understood that.
Never understood it. And Liverpool fans who watch way more Liverpool than me.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch Liverpool. I'll be so real.
Yeah.
But Liverpool fans who watch way more Liverpool than me would tell me, "Oh, Mane, like Salah's selfish, but Mane does this for the team, and Mane runs more." And I was like, so it goes back to my theory of how we obsess over running in this country.
Yeah.
But I just never understood. Like, I feel like he's the most disrespected footballer.
Do you think?
I think so. I think so. For what he's done and what he's achieved in this, how many years he's been in the Premier League, I feel like if you give that achievement to anybody else, it will be so different.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, if Eden Hazard had done what Mo Salah had done, it's the way you do it though as well, bro. It's the way you do it. The aesthetics. Like, we know what we mean, bro, because everyone feels the same type of way.
Yeah, but Mo Salah doesn't have those unaesthetically pleasing games that often. When he does,
it's just the touch of the ball or the striking of the ball. It's just like, whoa. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, that come from? It's like in Space Jam, like he gets these moments where he just loses the powers. But overall, Mo Salah is the GOAT, and I think that if he wins this Premier League title, if he wins a Ballon d'Or, if he puts another Champions League on the head top, then I think the conversation's kind of open. And for me, I think he surpasses Thierry Henry as the Premier League GOAT, personally.
As I said, if we're putting Thierry Henry as the Premier League GOAT and Salah does this,
who's your Premier League GOAT?
It's got to be someone from United, surely.
The problem with you...
It'll be Ronaldo. I think it'll be Ronaldo.
Ronaldo's the Premier League GOAT.
Yeah, like I know the longevity in the whole 3 seasons, but it's the highest peak we've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, he just can't be the Premier League GOAT.
Well, but in the middle of a 3-peat, he won a Champions League, he won the Ballon d'Or at the age of, 22? Like, that's the highest peak we've seen at the Premier League, and that's my GOAT to me.
What, above Ryan Giggs?
No, but I'm not gonna say like that's Mr. Premier League, but even though he's not, and he's not in the Hall. Do
you think Ryan Giggs is not the Premier League GOAT universally recognised because of the off-the-field stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
Because he won 13 Premier League titles. Yeah. Obviously, won titles young, won titles old, won a couple of Champions Leagues, was integral in all of those sides that won Premier Leagues. Do you reckon the only reason is because he's off the field?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I agree. I think that we look at like the accolades, we look at just the ability and the fact that in his late 30s, he's playing centre midfield against Real Madrid and is the best player on the pitch.
Hooping, bro.
He's one of the best footballers.
As a winger.
Yeah, as a winger.
There's no wingers now that could play centre mid, let alone a winger being 38 or 30. No, he was 39. That was his last season with us. So he was 39 years old playing centre mid.
Yeah.
Absolutely hooping out of his mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Not even just like being as a 39-year-old that's stationary and spraying balls. He was like physically dueling and dribbling and stuff like that, making slides. I remember that game clearly, bro, because we should have won it.
Yeah.
And he was just hooping, bro. Hooping out of his mind.
Yeah. He's
So really and truly, if he should be the Premier League GOAT, but unfortunately
he's not. You're saying Ronaldo, but I can't. For a man that had his peak outside the Premier League, I think you're doing the league a disservice to say a guy who's just like, the Premier League's a side piece, and we're saying, no, we want to put a ring on it. It's like, nah, bro, you can't put a ring in a side piece. Like
some people do, man.
Nah, yeah, but can't, bro. Like the Premier League's just a little, I'll come back when I'm in my late 30s and just give you 18 league goals because I can.
Because he can.
But he doesn't view that as that one his.
No, it's not. But at the end of the day, like when he was treating us as a side piece, it was the best we ever had.
Best we ever had. But
that's why side pieces love you, bro.
But I think you should let us know in the comments what you think. Who do you think the Premier League GOAT is? I think Mo Salah will be it by the end of the season. But again, it's up for debate. So follow. following that game and obviously all that dialogue, the conversation between Roy Keane, Jamie Carragher, Michael Richards, and Dane Sturridge about why Mo Salah is not considered the GOAT, and then AFCON was brought into it and major tournaments. People perceiving it to be Jamie Carragher disrespecting AFCON as a major tournament, and rightly so. Michael Richards and Dane Sturridge pulled them up and said AFCON is a major tournament. If we're saying that the Euros and the Copa America are major tournaments, so is AFCON. And if Mo Salah wins an AFCON, that will definitely enhance his legacy because he's never won it, despite the fact that Egypt are the most successful team in the history of the competition. What were your thoughts in terms of Carragher almost dismissing AFCON as a major tournament?
Not surprised, because especially in this country, we dismiss AFCON as if it's a major tournament, and I don't even think we dismiss it. I think there's a multitude of things as to why. I think I think the scheduling is one, because it's mid-season. It's just like, if I have an African player, like I remember, who was it that said they don't want to sign Africans because they have to go off to AFCON? There was a manager that said that.
Was it Napoli? It was Napoli owner.
I think it was the Napoli
owner. I think, I can't remember.
It was something like that. So like people dismiss it because it's a mid-season tournament. But we can't play it during the summer because like Africa's hot during the summer. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
And so there's that. And the fact that you dismissed it, like we were blessed enough to we spent a month in the Ivory Coast, and then we also spent a month in Germany for both tournaments.
For the AFCON and Euros.
For the AFCON and the Euros.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the AFCON was better than the Euros.
Yeah.
I'll be so real. Like
it was.
Euros was good, but the AFCON was a much better tournament.
It was a much better tournament. And like, it's a difficult conversation to have at AFCON because like we've experienced it luckily enough. I think we're fortunate to experience probably the greatest AFCON of all time.
Yeah.
The narratives are crazy. The stuff off the pitch was crazy as well. Like, and there's a tendency in this country to want to focus on the things that go wrong at AFCON.
Yeah.
Rather than focus on the fact that VAR and refereeing at that tournament was better than it was at the Euros, was better than it was at the World Cup.
Better than it was in the Premier League.
But way better than it is in the Premier League. That's not part of the conversation. The conversation is about the football. Obviously, we were there, and we have to be completely honest about experiences. Organisationally, it could improve, and that's on CAF as a federation. CAF need to stop bending to the whims of FIFA and Infantino and moving the tournament so people confused as to when it is. I think that with the Euros, as a result of it being every 4 years, it feels a little bit more special to some people. But the Copa America is every 2 years, so it's...
And what I don't like is that no one disregards the Copa America.
Yeah.
Like we were saying that Messi hasn't won a Copa America, like he needs this. The same way Salah needs an AFCON, because Salah's about to be the Premier League GOAT, as we discussed earlier. People are not going to put him as the greatest African player of all time.
Yeah.
You can't be the greatest African player of all time and not have an AFCON.
Yeah, I agree. And well, the thing is with the Copa America, I don't think people disregard it, but people don't actively disrespect it.
Yeah, people
just they don't really care about it. With AFCON, people actively look to disrespect it, like because they view it as an inconvenience and they view it as a logistical nightmare.
Is it a colour thing? Is it a colour thing?
Of course,
it's a colour.
Of course,
no,
of course.
I just wanted to use it.
Yeah.
No, but of course it's a colour thing, because let's look at the Copa America, for example. Other than Chile going back to back, and I think Uruguay won it recently. If you go look at the past history, it's Argentina, Brazil, Argentina, Brazil, Argentina, Brazil, Argentina, Brazil.
Yeah.
Because like other than Argentina, Brazil, Chile when they had like Charles Aranguiz, Alexis Sanchez and all them man, and Claudio Bravo, Uruguay, there's like 3-4 teams that can win it. Other than that, it's the same 3-4 teams that do it all the time. You don't have that with the Euros. With the Euros, we've seen Greece win it. We've seen Denmark win a Euros.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say how many nations, but you know what I mean? Like, we see lesser nations win that. And yeah, we've done that too in a bit of AFCON. We saw Zambia win it in 2011.
The 2011, 2013?
No, because I was going to say 2013, but we won it in 2013.
Yeah.
We saw Zambia win it it was 2012. We saw Zambia win it in 2012. And so that does happen, but more time like... And I remember speaking to Chris Hughton at the AFCON, and when you lot got knocked out, and I think who did you lose your first game to? You had...
we drew with Cape Verde?
No, you lost to Cape Verde.
Mozambique.
You beat one of them, but I think you lost to Cape Verde.
I can't remember.
You lost to what?
Lost to Cape Verde. Lost Cape Verde.
And after that game, I spoke to Chris Hughton.
Yeah, lost Cape Verde and drew with Egypt, and then
Yeah. And I remember speaking to Chris Hughton after, who was the Ghana manager at the time, and he said the level of Cape Verde or the level of the lesser teams got much better. So the competition is getting better.
Yeah, of course.
And for like the way like Daniel Sturridge, and don't get twisted, Daniel Sturridge is not African. Michael Richards is not African. These men ain't African, so they don't have to say anything about African. Because there's even like fun facts, white people. There's not beef between Caribbeans and Africans, but there's not. Caribbeans don't care about AFCON. We don't care about what's their tournament called, the CONCACAF. Like we don't. See the way I disregarded it. Not disregarded it, but just like that's what happened. So the fact that they had to go and do that, they saw that as like an attack.
Yeah. Of course. And
so as a racism thing.
I'm not here calling Jamie Carragher racist because like far from it. It's just that the dismissal just felt a bit like it felt a bit cutting. You know what I mean? And Jamie Carragher's known for like doing his research and being considered when it comes to his thoughts. But it was good to see Michael Richards and Daniel Sturridge kind of come to the defense.
How can you say it's not a major tournament? We're the biggest continent in the world. How can you say it's not a major? Is it a minor tournament?
I think maybe he was just like in the moment getting caught up in terms of what adds to the greatness of Mo Salah. And let's be frankly honest here. It's not the thing that's going to define him. Say Mo Salah wins.
It will define him in Africa.
But like I also feel like if he's an African that wins the Ballon d'Or, Africa will get behind him and say that he's an African great.
Yeah, of course.
So like AFCON, of course, will help to solidify it, but it's not the thing that will define him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like that's maybe where Jamie Carragher was coming from, but he said it in a dismissive way, and it was good for them brothers to pull it up as well. But I definitely like AFCON in Morocco. I'm looking forward to that more than I'm looking forward to other major tournaments.
Exactly. And where's the next Euros? I don't know. I know it's in England.
Is it in England?
Yeah, 2028. It's in England, UK. UK and Ireland.
We'll be there. We'll be AFCON as well. Make sure you look out for the content there. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. Again, guys, let us know what you think about the comments from Jamie Carragher, from Michael Richards, from Daniel Sturridge in the studio following the game about AFCON. And we'll be back next week. This time next week, yeah?
This time next week, let's do it.
Let's get it done.